the Inland Empire's home for NASCAR. Fox Sports 1350. KTDD.
This is Ryan Kelly with the LA Lakers. And this is the IE Sports Net.
Yes, we are back at this IE Sportsnet, live from the iHeartRadio studios in Riverside, California. It's IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. This is your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops right here.
Check it out, man. So we have a special caller calling in on the Boost Mobile Be Heard Celebrity Hotline. Man, Coach B, this is we have a very special guest here. This brother has made us up available, has a huge fight coming up. If you want to please introduce yourself to the IE Sportsnet audience, please.
Man, dude, it's the Riv native. The Monsoon Larkin.
No doubt about it, man. Thanks a lot for calling in, man. We really appreciate it, man. You've been doing some really great stuff, man, with your fighting and again, man, putting the side on the map. Give us a little background about, the dues you had to pay, Lorenz Larkin before the whole UFC thing.
Oh, man, just as far as my fighting?
Yes.
Shoot, man, I just came up just through the ranks. I had a lot of good fights locally, in Riverside at the convention center. That really put my name out there, and just pretty much just grinding, man. Just taking one fight at a time, and no breaks, just sticking with it.
I heard that, man. And that, now, give us a little a background about when you started sporting the Riverside Belle. You got the haircut, man. I saw, I know you were posting some of the video, man. Give us some background on when you started, you started rocking that, and also the barber who cuts it for you.
Oh, man, well, I think it was my second pro fight. That's when I started getting it cut in my hair. And, I just stuck with it, man. It's just something that, I just going to Riverside and knowing anything about Riverside, we're real proud of our city.
No doubt.
And where we're from, and, it's a big city, but it's a close, tight-knit city. Most people have gone to school together or seen each other, even though they went to different schools.
Right.
Just from the old different functions, out in Riverside that we used to have, like the Orange Blossom and things like that.
Right.
So, there's a lot of people who know each other, in Riverside. So things like that. So.
Now, tell me about the barber who cuts that for you.
Oh, man, my barber is Danny from Expensive Habits. It's in Riverside off of Central. That dude, man, all free, man. And he hasn't messed me up yet.
And that's always a good thing. And we have Lorenz the Monsoon Larkin of the world-famous UFC joining us on IE Sports and on Fox Sports 1350 AM via the Boost Mobile Be Heard Celebrity Hotline. Now, Lorenz, Eternal is a Riverside native as well. I've never seen the bell in his hair. So we got to get him over to Expensive Habits because he goes hard for Riverside. And you know what? We can get the audio. We talked about you probably a year ago. I think he almost got a tear on the air when he saw that bell in your hair. He goes hard for Riverside. But, give me some background on why you think UFC has become so popular. It's pretty much replaced boxing, and it is probably the fastest growing, most popular sport there is right now. What are your thoughts on that?
I think boxing is slacking, or it's slacking, and it just kind of, I feel like the era has kind of died out as far as some of the exciting fighters. I watch boxing. I come from boxing, and I like, if you guys follow boxing, like I like Manny Paez.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Prince Nassim. Who else? Eddie, Roy Jones.
Right.
Houston, Lennox. You know what I mean? Those guys, man. Hakeem Rockman. There's just when the sport was really exciting. When you had crazy walkouts, not just walking out with a rapper, but how Prince Nassim used to come out. You know what I mean? It was exciting. You know what I mean? I was a kid watching them, and it was just exciting. I was just like, well, what could I do to be there? You know what I mean? And it's not like that no more. You know, after Mayweather left, you know, Bronner is doing his thing, but it's only one fighter. You know what I mean? Nobody else is. There ain't no other Bronner out there.
Right. I agree.
You know, it's just, and the heavyweight division has died, but you know, it's starting to make a way back. You know, Deontay's doing his thing, and you know, there's probably like 3 heavyweights. Shannon Briggs been around for forever.
Right. And he's not like box office right now.
Right.
Yeah, so, you know, it's pretty much the new exciting thing is Deontay Wilder. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, that maybe a couple more years, you know, it might do something, but, you know, ever since Mayweather left and there's not exciting, there's no fighters that really stand out, you know.
Well, let's talk about you. And I know fighting has died a little bit, but your last fight was a split decision loss. What were your feelings about that fight? And what do you think you could have done different in that fight after you went back and got a chance to look at some of the tape?
You know what? The guy I fought was ending most of his fights in stoppages, you know what I mean? And I think going into the fight, I gave him more respect than, you know, what I later on found out that I should have gave him.
Yeah.
You know, I knew he was one of the heaviest hands in my division, you know, and I guess I came into the fight, you know, thinking, you know, just watch out and not get hit by this guy.
Yeah.
Heavy hands. And then, you know, I kind of just stuck my foot in my own mouth, you know, because throughout the fight, you know, when I finally got hit, it wasn't as bad as I thought. You know what I mean? And,
you were able to handle it.
Yeah, but then, you know, it's kind of too late, you know, so it is what it is, you know. I think everything happens for a reason, and, you know, it sucks because, you know, I was 100% okay, and, you know, he was hurt at the end of the fight.
Oh,
so,
guaranteed, yeah. That was evident.
So, you know, it's just a lesson learned, and I had a really good camp because, you know, usually I take about 2 weeks off and just do whatever I want to do and then get back into training. But I've been training since the day after my fight. So
Nice.
I had just a big, long camp.
Right. Now, and kind of leading into that, you obviously have a huge fight coming up tomorrow night. It's the UFC Fight Night. You're going to be fighting an experienced fighter. I don't even want to. You probably are a little bit more familiar with his first name is George. It looks like Masvidal. I'm not really familiar how to pronounce his name. However, but how are you preparing for that? You've obviously already talked about you started early, but what's the mindset coming into that? You said that, hey, you know, the last fight, you experienced, you kind of had a different mindset. But what's the mindset going into this fight tomorrow night?
And just go in there and do what I got to do, man. It's just not. You know, I'm gonna be evasive like I always am. It's just me. But you know, just go in there and just have a lot of faith in myself. You know, I feel like I have a really good chin and I have really good hands and just being in camp and going against some of the people I've been going against. You know, just knowing that I got all the skills to do what I got to do, and I didn't get here by quinkadink. You know what I mean?
Right,
I got here by skill, so, you know, I'm just going to go in there and put on an exciting fight and get this W and get back on that track. You know,
I heard that, man.
The rib.
Well, we definitely wish you the best. We want to thank Riverside's own Lorenz the Monsoon Larkin of the world famous UFC.
We're going to be watching that, man. There's no doubt about that, man. We're going to be right there watching that, you know, and we wish you the best of success in that, man, and, you know, and bring that W back home to the Riv.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate the interview too.
No doubt about it. You want to give any shots out to anybody out there, man?
Man, just to the Riv, man, and everybody who supports me. You know, I appreciate all the love, and I'll be doing my thing on tomorrow night.
And what gym are you out of?
I'm out of Millennia MMA, out of Rancho Cucamonga.
There you go.
There it is right there, man. Well, Lorenz Larkin, man, we appreciate it. Best of luck tomorrow night, man. And again, thanks for calling in, brother.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, take care, man.
There you go. Lorenz the Monsoon Larkin of the world-famous UFC joined us today on IE Sportsnet via the Boost Mobile Be Heard Celebrity Hotline. He has a huge fight this Sunday, May 29th, live from Las Vegas. You can catch him on the Big Fox. He's on FS1. Prelims start at 7. The main card kicks off at 9 p.m. Follow Lorenz. Anybody if you're from the Rim and you don't follow Lorenz, I got to ask you why not.
I mean, what's going on with that?
Exactly. His Twitter, the Monsoon. That's DA_MOONSOON. You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio, 1350 a.m. IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.